05. Amazing and mysterious. I woke up from slumber. I look up at a strange ceiling, a stone ceiling with no warmth. It looks like a subterranean passageway somewhere. Oh, I'm on the second basement floor of the tellurium. What, then why am I sleeping and looking up at the ceiling? Suddenly, I felt a pecking sensation. I got up and turned to the side, PFFT. Something bumped into me. It bumped into me and moved away. I checked again, it was a slime. It was a sleeping slime, a monster that lives on the second basement floor of tellurium. I was put to sleep by this. I remembered that I was in the middle of a battle and got up in a hurry. I picked up a bamboo spear that had fallen near me and held it ready. How long had I been asleep? Or was he put to sleep and beaten to a pulp? Oh man, I'm glad I didn't die. Slime flew at me, and I intercepted it with the bamboo spear. The bamboo spear that was furiously attached to the slime grazed the sleeping slime. It shied. The slime changed direction, bounced and came flying again. A clean hit to the side of the head. Huh? It didn't hurt, or so I thought. Is this? My consciousness faded away, and I fell asleep again. I awoke from my slumber, this time I woke up with a start. The sleeping slime, which had been in its original place, continued to strike me. I set up my bamboo spear, and this time, I aim it carefully and skewer the flying slime. I wiped the sweat from my forehead with the back of my hand. It was a bad fight. The dungeon of tellurium, the second basement floor. The moment I stepped in, I ran into a monster, and in that moment I was put to sleep twice, and I was beaten up while I was there. I was put to sleep and hit by an octopus, a process that in a video game could have resulted in my total annihilation. And twice. I felt like I was baptized in a new level. I could see why Emily didn't want to come down. The slime dropped a carrot. It was a good-sized, well-shaped carrot. I picked it up and put it in a bag, wondering how much it would sell for. I walked further into the dungeon and searched for the sleeping slime. They put me to sleep and beat me up, but their bodies weren't that bad. Maybe, I mean definitely. It was thanks to the fact that I had raised my HP to S on the first basement floor of Nihonium. If your HP is at its maximum, getting beat up by a weak monster at a lower level won't do much damage. I guess that's what it means. So I boldly continued to search for the slime. A sleeping slime appeared. I set up my bamboo spear. The slime flew at me and I dodged it. I decided to be more serious. Even if I was put to sleep, I could probably get up before I died, but I was in the Tellurian dungeon today to hunt and get the drops for cash, so it would be inefficient if I had to sleep every time. Dodge and hit. Dodge and poke. If I hit him, he would put me to sleep, so I fought carefully. The fight went on for a long time. Even after 3 minutes, I still hadn't defeated it. Something flew from the side. The red something hit the slime, and the slime burst into flames. It burned, melted, disappeared, and turned into a carrot. A carrot that was one size smaller than the one I had just served. I turned quickly to the side, and there were 4 men and women there. 3 men and a woman. I wondered if it was a party. What are you waiting for? If you're taking your time with one sleeping slime, you'd better get back upstairs. Easy scan, level 1. I warn you, the second basement of Terrell is dangerous at level 1. They said whatever they wanted to say, didn't even look at the carrots I had dropped, and headed back past me. The 3 men said whatever they wanted and headed for the back. There was a staircase a little ahead, and they used it to get to the lower floor. What the hell was that? I was a little bit angry. However, there was no point in getting angry, so I decided to go back to hunting sleeping slimes. And then, whoa, what is that? I thought you were gone. I was surprised to see a woman, the red-haired one of the group of four, suddenly appear in front of me. She was a little over 5 feet tall and dressed as a bunny girl. She was looking at me with emotionless eyes, as if she was an unsociable character. I mean, are those ears your own? When I first saw her, I thought she was dressed as a regular bunny girl, but she was actually dressed as a rather orthodox bunny girl. But upon closer inspection, it seems that the bunny ears are not hairbands or anything, but real ears growing out of her head. I wondered what was going on. I wondered. Level 1? What? Oh, you mean me. Well, level 1. What's wrong with that? I hate low levels. The girl said that, and then she popped me on the forehead. I heard the sound of a HMPH tearing through the air. I heard a sound that tore the air and hit my forehead with a smack. It didn't hurt, but it confused me. What was that chop? For some reason, the girl looked puzzled, too. She tilted her head and made a curious face. What is it? Without saying anything, she walked away. She turned herself around and stammered away. What the hell was that? I was puzzled because I couldn't quite understand what had just happened, but there was no sign of the foursome coming back, so I went back to hunting sleeping slime again. I didn't want to make Emily lonely, so I left work on time again today. I took the carrots I dropped off on the second basement floor of Teruru to Sabama no Ongakuin and had them redeemed for cash. Elsa, a familiar face, was in charge. Where did you hunt for these? Where did you get them from? Oh, yeah. Do you get carrots like this there? What do you mean, carrots like this? It's amazing, he said. They don't smell like carrots, and they are very sweet. They are so good that you can eat them without raw dressing. Oh, so if the drop is high, does that mean the quality is also high? Oh, plant-based drops are expensive, Ryota-san. Well, how much do you think they are? If it's such a great carrot, I'd say B, or maybe A, the best in the world. A, is the best? Yes, it is. Human ability ranges from A to F, and A is the best. This was a bit of an addendum to what I had heard from Emily. There are abilities from A to F, and A is the highest. I was skeptical because Emily is a bit of a natural, but Elsa seems like a normal girl, and she works at a place like this, so I'm pretty sure my S usually doesn't exist. I wonder why. While I was thinking about that, Elsa exchanged the carrots I brought in for cash. A lot of high-quality carrots. Today's earnings came to 8,000 Piro. 8,000 by 30 would be 240,000 Piro per month income. Considering that 1 Piro is worth about 1 yen, I earned a little more than my old monthly income. I was a little happy. Piro. I came home to a warm house. The moment I opened the door and walked in, I was filled with happiness. I looked around the room and saw Emily greeting me and asking me if there was anything wrong. Emily, who greeted me, asked me curiously. I thought it was strange, she said. I thought it was strange, she said. If you look at the details, there's nothing special about it, but when you look at it as a whole, it's very warm and happy. Is that so? The beauty is beautiful, but it's not the only thing. Well, he said. Well, welcome home. Oh, I'm home. Here's your tea. Thank you. Oh, it's so nice and cool. The tea that Emily served me was moderately cold. It was not too cold, not too cold, not too lukewarm, but just right. Emily is amazing, isn't she? I gave her a carrot. I didn't exchange the carrots for cash, but saved enough for both of us to eat. I gave them to Emily to use as ingredients for dinner. I was so excited to see what kind of food would be served in the room, wrapped in happiness. Concon. Yes, who is it? Oh, I'll get it. Yes, ma'am. I stopped Emily, who had started cooking, and answered the door for her. When I opened the door, I saw a familiar face. You are the one from earlier. It was the bunny girl I had encountered in the dungeon. As soon as she saw me, she gave me a chop. I was not hurt, but it was too much. It didn't hurt, but it was too sudden. What the hell are you doing? Low level, I hate it. You can't just come in here and do that. The bunny girl looked at me. I'm not sure what she's thinking with her emotionless eyes. She left without a word. What the hell was that? Mr. Yoda, who was that? No, I want to know. What? Oh, she's back. What? The bunny girl came back, dragging a guy with her. The guy was one of the 4 I had met earlier. He was the one she remembered because he was the foul-mouthed, thuggish one. He said, "What the hell are you doing? It'll be over soon. It won't hurt." It's going to hurt, you're lying, we're on the same side, aren't we? The bunny girl stood the man up and fired a chop. The man's forehead blew blood and it looked as if he had been hit in the head. Blood blew from the man's forehead, like a whale squirting. Kia! Emily screamed. It's obvious, isn't it? The bunny girl left her fellow man alone. He's one of us, right? And stared at me. She looked at me. Low level, I hate it. Oh, yeah. Petch. Chopped, it didn't hurt much. Why? For low level? Why is it? Maybe this is what happens when you're level 1 and you have SHP. I wonder. If this house is broken now. You did that to me. That's amazing. The bunny girl nodded her head in wonderment as she spoke.